Hello and welcome back to today's special episode of the What is K-pop podcast, where in which I, your host, Sophie, talk all things K-pop groups, members, discographies, choreographies, outfits, concepts, viral shows, all of that jazz. Normally I do talk about that, but today is going to be a more special, I don't know what you would call it, like a bonus. That's the word, bonus episode of the podcast, where in which I talk about why personally, this is my personal opinion, personally why I'm upset with DUI scandals, like driving under the influence scandals in K-pop, and why I personally don't forgive Yoongi from BTS for driving under the influence. Now, just for anyone who is not aware of what a DUI is, basically it's when you drink alcohol, it puts a certain amount of alcohol in your bloodstream, and when alcohol is in your body, it inhibits some level of your senses, depending on how much you drink, how much alcohol is in the drink. So for me, I'm 5'7", I'm about 10-ish stone, right? So for me, I'm a bit of an average sized woman. So I would be able to drink 1 or 2 glasses of wine, be a bit tipsy, and I probably wouldn't drive. Or like if I was to drink it right now is 10:15. I probably wouldn't, if I was to have the drinks now, I probably wouldn't drive until about 4 this afternoon, just because, well, first of all, I don't drive and I don't drink, and I don't have experience in that, but the alcohol in my blood would be basically nil. It would be nullified because it's been like 6 hours since I drank, and my body has taken that time to process the alcohol, and I wouldn't be tipsy anymore. Again, it probably isn't recommended that you do that, but for argument's sake, that is technically how long you should wait. And in Yoongi's case, Yoongi from BTS, Sugar from BTS, he apparently, this is alleged from what Yoongi has said himself, he had a drink at some sort of bar, I guess. Probably also had some food, I don't actually know. And he got onto an electrical scooter with a seat, important distinction, he had a seat, and he drove across towards his property, his house, his building, and he fell off his bike, right? And so a police officer went over to check if he was okay, helped him up, noticed the alcohol on his breath, made him do a breathalyzer, and, took him in because it was over the legal limit, and they fined him and revoked his license. Now, that should be the end of it, right? That should be the end of it. However, Yoongi is a public figure. He is a member of the biggest boy band in the world. So that means he has a level of responsibility to him to not do stupid things. Now, he has come out and apologised. He said he's very sorry about everything and that, he shouldn't have done it. He paid the fine. He did his due diligence. He's going to cooperate with police in the investigation as to why he did this. But again, he's Yoongi from BTS. Well, I should technically say Sugar, but he's a member of the biggest boy band in the world, and I get wanting to have a bit of time off. He's in the military, he's doing his military service, but that still doesn't negate the fact that you drank and then you thought to yourself, I'm going to drive home because it's only so far away from my house, it's going to be fine, bruh. And I'm I understand kind of letting off steam, right? I personally, myself, I watch K-dramas to relax and stuff. I sometimes do it to be able to know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about it on here. But I do a lot of things for work, but also for my own, I still like K-pop at the end of the day. It's still my special interest. I just also do a podcast about it. So I'm working and I'm having that time to myself to have my special interest at the same time. So personally watch K-dramas to relax. That's my thing that I do. I don't personally smoke, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't do any of that stuff because well, honestly, my dad has always taught us that, like, that doesn't make, doing all that stuff doesn't help you in the long run, so it's just better to not do it. So we never done it, but also I've tried several different types of drinks and I personally do not like it. I can't really smoke unless I want, like, my asthma to play up, and quite frankly I don't really like the smell of smoke that much, and it's just never really been something that I've been into. And drugs, I'm terrified of having needles anywhere near me, so I would never do that. And also I hate taking medication anyway, so I wouldn't want to do drugs. But I get why some people do it, and I get why Yoongi drank. Like, I'm not saying that Yoongi can't drink. It's the fact that he thought to himself that that's a good idea, and that he didn't think that, you know, he went to wherever he went to, he had a drink, and then he thought to himself in his 31-year-old brain that driving home would be a good idea. That's why I'm mad. Because it's not that you made some kind of mistake and that it was a poor level of judgment. I get the fact that when you're drunk, sometimes you make poor decisions, but it's the fact that you went to the place knowing that you were going to have a drink that annoys the crap out of me. And that you didn't, because you're Yoongi from BTS, you can pay for a Kakao taxi to take you home, or a taxi just in general to take you home, and then we wouldn't be in this mess whatsoever. I wouldn't be talking about it. Like, if, like, they're rich, all the members are rich, they can pay for taxis to take them home, or they can pay someone to take them home. Hell, they can even take public transport. Like, some artists, some people take, some famous actors still take public transport because it's just easier to do that. And it's like, yes, your senses are inhibited, but apparently he only had one drink. So one drink would make you a little bit fucking tipsy or something, or like fuzzy. I don't actually know what having only one glass of beer does to you, because again, I don't drink. But like people, I've seen a lot of comments of just that, like, oh, he's paid the fine, like, let him off the hook. And I'm like, right, okay, so I'm a Victon fan. There's a group called Victon. I've not done a podcast episode about them, but one of their members, Chan, had to leave the group due to his own DUI scandal. So let's pull up this information. He left on the 11th of October 2022, so just over a year ago. If I can fine. I love how, like, there's a news report over a year after he left, still reporting on the fact that he left. I love it. That's amazing. If I can find the thing. Okay. I'm trying to find, like, exactly what happened. So he left his own group because of the controversy. So I think he's had his driver's license revoked. I don't know. Also in the UK, you don't have your driver's license revoked if you have a DUI. You just get, like, points put onto your license, and after, I think it's like 12 points, you have your license, like, taken off of you for X amount of time. So he was caught drunk driving 2 days before, on the 20th of September, after returning home from a meetup with his friends. So I don't know, it doesn't say anything about the fact that he, like, nothing seems to happen. There was also, I did, the hilarious thing is that last night I actually did record. And I recorded, and my dad came home, so I, like, went to go and shut the door, but my laptop fell on the floor, and so I couldn't carry on, which was apparently had COVID back in 20. No, I didn't have COVID in 2021. I had it. Oh my god, like, the weird. Side note, I actually caught it when in the April after my mum brought it. It was all like a bit of drama, that one was. This is, like, the weirdest thing to be laughing about. My dad then brought it home from his copy. I can't do things at this time, controversy. And so we were, like, thinking, oh, we're gonna, after he took a test, say that he had COVID. Like, that was my mum's plan anyway. I didn't really. But it ended up being, and I was on the kitchen. Like having a bit of a panic attack because I was like, oh no. Oh, I just. Okay, I've got some more. 5 K-pop idols caught drink driving. This is just it. What annoys me is that like these people often they leave their group, they're on hiatus, or they have something. But because it's Yoongi from BTS, I succinctly doubt he's going to have any more punishment than just paying the fine and having his license a problem. It annoys me because I know what is most likely going to happen. It's going to be nothing because it's Yoongi from BTS. BTS, like the biggest world. Okay, so here are some other K-pop idols who have been caught drink driving, I should say, actually. So we have Hisung from Shinhwa. He was arrested on the 11th of October 2022 after refusing to take a breathalyzer test, which is basically when you breathe into like this device that can test very quickly to see if you have any alcohol in your body. It can just through your breath. I don't know how it works, quite honestly, but you know, it works. So apparently he might have also started, which brilliant. It revealed that he was given his keys to valet and he wasn't sober enough to recognise that. Wow, that's okay. That's succinctly worse. I think he's left Shinhwa. Have obviously Hyo-chan from Victor. And oh, I've got a piece of hair that likes to like tickle me on my face when I'm like doing something, and I'm like, no, stop. AP6 member Youngmin also was caught drink driving on the way back to his dorm on the 31st of 2020. That is license revoked, and he then licks to Cha Ju-hook also was one. He was a member of co-ed school until. Oh, jeez. Oh, I just read on. Oh gosh. He actually left co-ed school due to a That's not good. I might talk about co-ed school soon then if I wanna invest. And then on the 30th October 2016, he was arrested for drink driving after hitting 3 pedestrians whilst he was drunk and endangered their lives. And his alcohol, like his blood alcohol level, was 0.112%, which is significantly higher than 0.05%, which is the limit. That is horrible. This is my problem, is that like you have to this is my problem, is that it is so lucky that Yoongi only hurt himself when he drunk drived, and I get that he has done no damage to property or to anyone else or significant himself. It is lucky that he did not do that, because you have no idea how much damage you're going to do if you decide to go in front of the wheel when you are drunk. This is why I'm mad. Like, I did not realise I was going to get that heated. I'm very sorry about that. But I'm like, you have no idea how much danger you put. This is me talking to Yoongi, by the way. I succinctly doubt he's listening to this, but only off Charlie, I don't know. Like, you have no idea how much danger you put on all of the people you were on the road with when you decided to go in the wheel that night. You have no idea. Clearly not, because you decided to do it anyway. I get it. You wanted to go. You potentially didn't want to injure anyone. But I would rather be inconvenienced to make sure that someone gets home after a drunk night out than have someone die because of your actions. I'm just going to be real. It's a horrible situation to have to put on, because it happens so frequently still. Driving like, just because Yoongi paid the fine does not mean that he is now off scot-free. He is now in the court of public, not good. And it's like, yeah, he apologized, I get that, and I'm like, yeah, fair enough, like nothing else is going to happen there. But it's like, it's setting a precedent that if you are that famous, if you are BTS levels of famous, you can base whatever you want. And I think it's disgusting. I honestly think he should probably leave BTS. I'm going to be honest, because other people have had to leave their group for even smaller accusations, but because of the fact that it's BTS, he's not going to leave. He's probably only going to have reasons in the court of actual law. Like, nothing else is going to happen to him, and quite honestly, something else should do. I think he should probably have a longer military service. He doesn't get to go and participate in the combat that's going to happen after the other members of BTS have been discharged from the military. He should have to carry on his service until they finish their service, so then he doesn't have the chance to be on the road again until he's deemed to be safe to be in front of people. I don't know. It's just a situation, because once you've taken the in terms of like fines, there's nothing else you can really do, unless like obviously the courts or like the law or police decide to pursue it any further. Like, there isn't anything else that can really be done. Like, if you've said sorry, then you've said sorry. Like, there's nothing really we can say, but it still isn't something really letting go. But it's like, we can't just keep on harping on another situation involved in like, I don't know. The reason why I actually hate it is like, nothing's happened with like drunk driving why I just had. Like, obviously, like, like, no one, I've not been in a car with someone who's drunk. I've never drunk drive. Obviously, I don't drink and I don't drive, but it's like, he's also 31 years old. He is a grown man. He should know better. No one, like, drunk driving shouldn't still be a thing that's happening, but unfortunately it is. And like, I hope he much learns his lesson and has to, I don't know, like, maybe even like, if this does get pursued by the, he has to do sort of like a lesson, and like so I think you can like I don't know. Well, often in the you've been done for drugs, you have these like programs, rehabilitate you do, in like drug awareness. I think there is like something like for drink driving, do like unpaid human service or something, and like have to sort of driving awareness course for a little bit. Like, even if it isn't, it's just for show, so he doesn't actually do it, but like, we say that he does it. I don't know. I'm not actually involved in this whatsoever. I'm just a podcaster. But like, there has to be more. There has to be a more significant, because of everything else that's happened with other people. Like, we can't just let this sort of off scot-free because of how famous people are. He like fit the crime and be done, but that it won't, and accept it. There's nothing else that we can do. Yeah, that has been my opinion on Yoongi from BTS DUI scandal. That nothing else, and that the other members take this as a warning to not drink drive. I do hope that all of you understand the dangers that it could cause. It isn't something that just affects you, it can also affect everyone and potentially mean that someone loses their life. I don't mean it to scare people, but I just want people to understand how dangerous that stuff can be. But yeah, thank you for listening, and I will Sunday, which film? all about a group that has been new. But yeah, thank you as always, and I will talk to you.